Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking you on a journey not just to a city, but into a specific kind of culture, a mix of history, flavor, and just unparalleled refinement.
That's all right.
We are deep diving into Lucknow, a place so rich in identity that it actually needs three different nicknames to even begin to capture its essence. The city of Nawabs, the city of Tehzeeb, and maybe the most delicious one, the city of kebabs.
And we are anchoring ourselves right in the fertile plains of Uttar Pradesh on the banks of the Gomti River. Our mission today is really to unpack how Lucknow pulls off this incredible balancing act.
A balancing act, how so?
Well, it's blending centuries of, Mughal elegance and this incredibly sophisticated Awadhi culture with the relentless pace of modern urban growth.
Right.
When we're done, you should walk away with a really crystal clear picture of its unique, deeply rooted identity.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, the foundation of the city. The sources tell us that the region was historically part of this larger kingdom of Awadh. But the name, Lucknow, it has this much older, almost mythological root, doesn't it?
It does. It goes way back. It's rooted in Lakshman, the brother of Lord Rama, which gave rise to the name Lakhanpur. And then, over time, it just evolved into Lucknow.
So that's the ancient story. But the city we know today, that really came into its own much later.
Oh, much later. It truly crystallized during its golden period in the 18th and 19th centuries under the Nawabs of Awadh.
The Nawabs.
And this was a dynasty that really understood the power of patronage. I mean, they weren't just administrators, they were, you could say, artistic investors.
And that investment paid off.
Yeah.
Big time. So who are the key players we should keep in mind here?
Well, two figures really stand out. First, there's Asaf-ud-Daulah. He's famous for commissioning some of the city's most enduring architecture, like the massive Bara Imam Bara. His era was all about grandeur.
In the second one?
The second is Wajid Ali Shah. He was arguably the greatest patron of the arts, especially music and dance. He was the one who made sure that refinement wasn't just, stuck in the court. He wanted it to trickle down into daily life.
So this Nawabi period wasn't just politically important. It sounds like it created a cultural blueprint for the future.
Absolutely.
You see the flourishing of the Urdu language and poetry, the huge development of the Kathak dance form, chikamkari embroidery.
And the food, the refinement of Awadhi cuisine. They basically transformed courtly activities into cultural institutions.
Right.
But what's crucial to understand is that this elegance was tested by fire. The region was a central point during the 1857 First War of Independence.
A symbol of resistance.
Exactly. Lucknow became famous for the long, brutal siege of the British residency. It adds this layer of intense historical weight. It wasn't just a city of poetry. It was a city of profound struggle.
That context is so important. So, okay, let's unpack the core of that identity then, the culture. What truly defines the social fabric of Lucknow is this incredibly polished social code, Lucknowi Tehzeeb.
Tehzeeb. Yeah, it's a concept that visitors often struggle to grasp because it's so much more than just good manners.
Right, it's a whole philosophy.
It's an entire philosophy of interaction. It mandates polite speech, a deep respect for elders, for guests, and a highly courteous, almost flowery manner in all public exchanges. It's about grace.
But how does that actually play out? I mean, when we talk about social etiquette, it can sound a bit abstract.
The specifics are beautiful, and they actually dictate the language itself.
How so?
Okay, take the pronouns ape and tum. In many parts of India, those lines have blurred, or using tum is fine. But in Lucknow, using the formal, respectful ap is often mandatory.
Even with people you know well.
Even with people you know well, especially in a first meeting. Using tum can be seen as, inappropriate or even insulting.
So it's not just a polite habit, it's a strict linguistic discipline.
Precisely. And it's reinforced by those classic courteous phrases, adab, teslim, kuchumdeed. These aren't just throwaway greetings. They carry real social weight.
I wonder, does that level of formal grace, that Tehzeeb, ever clash with the speed of modern business? I mean, this city is becoming a big IT hub.
That's a great question. You'd think it would slow things down, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
But the sources suggest it's actually a unique selling point. When you're dealing with professionals from Lucknow, you expect a certain level of commitment and respect. Tehzeeb becomes synonymous with reliability. It's a professional polish you just don't find everywhere.
That makes sense, and that refinement naturally flows into the city's artistic life. We know it's a center for Hindi and Awadhi, but it's really the classical Urdu that defines it.
Absolutely. The cultivation of language was an obsession for the Nawabs. Lucknow is linked to giants of Urdu literature like Mir Taqi Mir and Josh Malihabadi.
And the tradition is still alive.
Very much so. The sources emphasize the popularity of musharas, these amazing Urdu poetry gatherings where poets perform and the audience critically, but always courteously, engages. It's incredible to witness.
So if poetry is the spoken art, then dance is the movement. Tell us about the Lucknow Gharana of Kathak.
Right. The Lucknow Gharana is arguably the most graceful, the most sensual school of Kathak. Wajid Ali Shah was the one who really transformed it.
How?
He moved it out of the temples and into the court. This shifted the focus to abhinaya expression and mime over just, rhythmic footwork. It perfectly mirrored Tehzeeb. It was all about subtle grace, storytelling.
Okay, let's shift focus to the buildings, the architecture. This is where it gets really interesting because Lucknow's skyline is this glorious collision of styles.
It really is. You've got Indo-Islamic, Mughal, Nawabi, British colonial, and then bam, contemporary concrete. To understand it, you have to start with the Bara-e-Mambara.
Built by Asafuddollah.
Right, as part of a relief effort during a famine. It was a jobs program, basically.
And the famous aha fact about it is that labyrinth inside, the Bulbulaya.
Yes, the labyrinth is a huge tourist draw, but the real engineering marvel is the central hall.
What's so special about it?
It's the world's largest arched hall without the support of any pillars or beams.
None at all.
None. It's a phenomenal achievement of engineering. It was a clear statement of Nawabi power and skill.
So it was a demonstration of power and an act of civic charity all rolled into one.
Exactly. And nearby you have the Rumi Darwaza, inspired by Turkish architecture. It acts as this massive ceremonial gateway into the historic core of the city.
Then you have something completely different. The residency. We mentioned it earlier. It's not grand. It's preserved ruins. What does that site tell us?
The residency is, well, it's probably the most emotionally charged site in the city. It's preserved exactly as it was after the 1857 siege, just these pockmarked, ruined buildings.
A memorial.
A physical memorial. It ensures the city doesn't forget the violence and resistance of that period. It's a stark contrast to the opulence of the Imambra.
And then you jump forward in time again with places like La Martiniere College or the massive new Ambedkar Memorial Park and the Gonti Riverfront. The city's architectural story is anything but linear.
Not at all.
All right, time to talk about why this city owns its most delicious title, the City of Kebabs. Let's get into Awadhi cuisine.
Ah, yeah.
If Tehzeeb is about patience in conversation, Awadhi food is about patience in the kitchen, isn't it?
That is the perfect analogy. The defining element here is the dum puk technique.
Dum puk, what does that mean exactly?
Literally, it means slow oven or breath cooked. It's a slow cooking method where the food is sealed in a pot, often with dough, so it cooks only in its own steam and juices.
And how does that sealed pot technique change the flavor?
It creates a cuisine that's all about aroma, not aggressive heat. You get these incredibly complex layers of flavor from spices like cardamom and mace, but without an overpowering chili burn. The meats become unbelievably tender.
And we have to talk about the dishes that made this reputation global. The Tunde kebab and the Galudi kebab. What's the secret behind the Galudi kebab? It's famous for melting in your mouth.
The word galuti literally means melt in the mouth. The legend is that it was created for an aging Nawab who had lost his teeth but wouldn't give up his favorite food.
Wow.
So the meat is ground to this impossibly fine paste, marinated with papaya to tenderize it, and uses dozens of subtle spices. The key is that they're so tender you don't need to chew. They disintegrate on your palate.
That is a true art form. And beyond kebabs, there's the Awadhi biryani, the famous nihari and kulcha combination, and that winter sweet malai makan. The variety is just astonishing.
And that sophisticated culinary tradition is still thriving, even as the city itself modernizes at an incredible pace. Lucknow is recognized as one of India's fastest-growing cities.
That's a huge shift. It's still the state capital, of course, but the economy is now driven by so much more.
A lot more.
We're seeing huge growth in education, research, and a really aggressive expansion of the IT sector, with tech parks and startup hubs everywhere.
But what's fascinating is how the old economy is leveraging the new. Tourism is massive, of course, but its global economic reach is best seen in its world-famous handicrafts.
Right. Let's talk about chikankari. It's not just embroidery, it's practically the city's brand ambassador.
It really is. Chikankari is that exquisite, delicate, white-on-white hand embroidery. Lucknow is the undisputed global center for it.
And the key thing to understand is that it's slow work.
It requires tremendous skill, patience, and time. It's a perfect reflection of Tehzeeb and Dumpuk. And the insight here is that Lucknow has successfully branded this painstaking slowness as a luxury, turning it into a major export.
So they aren't fighting modernity. They're literally selling the idea of tradition and refinement to the world.
Precisely. The same goes for Zardozi, the gold and silver thread embroidery, and the traditional perfume or attar industry. These industries prove that tradition doesn't have to be a relic. It can be a global economic engine.
And to handle all this growth, the city has transformed. I mean, despite holding on to all that Nawabi charm, you've now got a modern metro rail network, flyovers, huge malls. It's a steady imbalance.
And that modernization is underpinned by its strength as an educational hub. You've got IIM Lucknow, KGMU for medicine, research centers like CDRI. It ensures a continuous supply of talent. The city is growing smart, not just fast.
So when we put it all together, what does this all mean? How do we synthesize the identity of Lucknow for you, our listener?
Well, it means Lucknow is a living paradox, but a harmonious one. It's a place where using a centuries-old respectful term like app still dictates the social flow.
Well, its population is powering cutting-edge IT hubs.
Exactly. It maintains the slow, refined art of dumpuk cooking and chicken curry, yet it's building new metro lines at incredible speed. It is defined by its monuments and its poetry, but it's driven by its educated youth and their tech aspirations.
The city's whole identity is that seamless, elegant tension between tradition and modernity.
That's it.
That's a perfect way to put it. We've journeyed through the grace of Tehzeeb, the patience of Dumpuk, the engineering wonder of the Bar-e-Mambara. We've seen how this city has managed to not just preserve tradition, but make it thrive.
Which brings up an important question for you to think about. In a society that is rapidly prioritizing speed, efficiency, and instant gratification, the hallmarks of economic modernity, how does a city like Lucknow not only protect but sustain its reputation for intense, time-consuming refinement?
Whether that's in a kebab or a conversation.
Exactly. In a world of fast-paced change, can refined manners and historical charm truly survive or maybe even enhance this relentless modernization?
A wonderful thought to leave with, alongside the distinct aroma of attar and the taste of tender meat. Thank you for diving deep with us. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking you on a journey not just to a city, but into a specific kind of culture, a mix of history, flavor, and just unparalleled refinement.
That's all right.
We are deep diving into Lucknow, a place so rich in identity that it actually needs 3 different nicknames to even begin to capture its essence. The city of Nawabs, the city of Tehzeeb, and maybe the most delicious one, the city of kebabs.
And we are anchoring ourselves right in the fertile plains of Uttar Pradesh, on the banks of the Gomti River. Our mission today is really to unpack how Lucknow pulls off this incredible balancing act.
A balancing act. How so?
Well, it's blending centuries of, Mughal elegance and this incredibly sophisticated Awadhi culture with the relentless pace of modern urban growth.
Right.
When we're done, you should walk away with a really crystal clear picture of its unique, deeply rooted identity.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, the foundation of the city. The sources tell us that the region was historically part of this larger kingdom of Awadh. But the name, Lucknow, it has this much older, almost mythological root, doesn't it?
It does. It goes way back. It's rooted in Lakshman, the brother of Lord Rama, which gave rise to the name Lakhanpur. And then, over time, it just evolved into Lucknow.
So that's the ancient story. But the city we know today, that really